The DB podcast is the dark podcast. When you gaze into the abyss gazes back into you. Whatever is within darkness shines within the light. And so the Stranger Things cinema really does fold it down to how possession, hijacking, manipulation, and psychological warfare really works, and how they're using it and experimenting on different smaller town communities, which is why the fucking people in the small town communities, there's a lot of psychopaths in there. They're fucking crazy, they're weird. The only reason why you think they're hospitable is because they're fucking ape shit. They're faking it. When it gets dark in that motherfucker and you don't know where you're at, you're in the middle of nowhere in Spring Valley, Texas, you gonna get your ass whooped. Alright, bro. Like, you think, alright, the water don't taste the same, the food is weird, like, no, bro. There's a reason why they act weird, like, there's a reason why when it get dark, people be doing weird shit. Like, over there, when somebody gets murked, when somebody gets slumped in a small town, anywhere, people don't really find out about it, so it's not like they know that. And then the people who did it, they're all in cahoots, so they're not gonna snitch on each other. That's why when people get bullied and they commit suicide in small towns, no one really cares. You don't realize there's a serial killer in there, and you think they're just hospitable because they're nice. They're hospitable to you because you're used to being around psychopaths and psychotic motherfuckers. Cluster Bs are just running around rampant in that bitch, and you're just like, well, they must be like really like calm and grounded and shit because, like, you know, they probably do like their yoga sessions on Sundays and, you know, their meditation sessions on Thursdays and shit. No, bruh. They're not desensitized. They're not conditioned to withstand violence. They're desensitized because they're violent naturally. So they're not, it's not that they're not scared. It's like they just don't feel it. They're sadistic. They're just waiting for something fucked up to happen. But they don't want to give off the impression that they're doing things that, because they still believe in justice and order. They don't want nobody snitching on them, so they're not gonna go outside and, show, because they don't want these city boys and city girls rolling through the town and telling everybody what's going on, like, because then they have nowhere to do weird shit in, anyways. Their kids are being experimented on. They'll sell them out. Not every orphan is abandoned. They were stolen or kidnapped and put in there. They're just in storage right now, basically, till they'll be used. That's why some of them turn into 304s. That's why the motels are rampant with teenagers. Doesn't matter which genitalia they have. I mean, which form of genitalia they have. Actually. So yeah, like, it hit different, bro. Like you think 11 is traumatic to watch? All right, bro. They're barely even showing you what they do with those kids. No, they're not. It's not. That's nothing. It's nothing, bro. And they do it to each other. They do it to their own kind. Why? Because that's not their own kind. They're just fucking possessed. Their own kind don't even realize they're doing it to their own kind. Cause that's not their compadre, bro. He may look white, but that motherfucker got some type of jealousy spirit inside of her. She may look like she's a soccer mom. Nah, she's a psychopath. She's sadistic and she loves to see her son get hurt. So even though he doesn't know how to fucking play soccer, well, at least she gets to see some blood or something. He's always getting tripped up. He doesn't always, he's clumsy. He hits his head whenever he falls. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, but, she enjoys it because at least if she sees him suffering, that's how she feels, miserable. So why not, right? Feed him any type of poison that he asks for. You think he's being pampered? No, that motherfucker is being conditioned aka manipulated to behave that way. Now, it's not that these small town hicks aren't manipulated and shit, but that's the reason why they use that kind of setting in Stranger Things and stuff like that, because they're trying to show you how fucked up people are, even if they are all, aware of it. The only difference between the GOV and these small town hicks and the three-letter agencies in the military using these motherfuckers and the Kabbalahs, the fraternities and all that, you manipulating these wannabe soldiers, these so-called wannabe students and these so-called teenagers and shit like that, is because even though they're unaware that they're being manipulated and that they're manipulators, they're just unaware. Whereas the GOV three-letter agencies in the military, for example, they're aware that they're doing it. They're aware that they're fucked up. Like, they know they're fucked up. They realize it. They're aware of it. These small town hicks and the general population doesn't even think like that. They're not even aware how fucked up they are. They may be aware that they themselves are fucked up, but they don't think about how fucked up everyone else is. Every other is. Any other is. Period. Because they lack the self-awareness. One thing, and you may be like, how is that possible though? Because, like, isn't it just obvious? They're both built the same way. One of them is just abusing the other and knows they're abusing the other, but still doesn't care. And the other one is abusing others, doesn't care and doesn't even realize it. And even if they do, they don't give a fuck. It's the same thing. The difference is one is high functioning and one is not. That's why one gets caught up, becomes a criminal, figuratively speaking, or that's what mortals classify them as, yeah. And the other one just becomes a wannabe soldier, quote unquote soldier, yeah. Which is just a wannabe soldier, because that's not a real fucking soldier. That motherfucker's just doing whatever he's told. Daddy says get on your knees. He or she gets on their knees. That's how that fucking works. It's not, you don't tell a dog that it's a soldier because it fucking does your fucking commands. It just knows what you want and it doesn't want to get beat up by you, so it's gonna do it. You're gonna give it a treat, aren't you? The treat that the wannabe soldier gets is a paycheck. And if it's not about the paycheck, they're fucking delusional anyway. So you see the difference is one is acting on the delusions. One knows it's delusional and doesn't give a fuck. One is psychopathic, and the other one is like on some suicide. I mean, it basically thinks they're in Suicide Squad. It's the same operation. It's just a different generation. They're creating it differently. It's not all that different. It's not all that unique. It's just simply they're pretending. So one is acting like they're stupid. The other one knows they're fucking retarded. They just don't want to admit it. So it's like that. So, and they think why would they stop? They have a mortal that's built to handle sadistic, weird bullshit. And and their spirits are built this way. Naturally, they're like, they have an affinity to it. They're akin to being fallen ones, to the fallen ones. So why to wanting to be a deeper fallen one, okay? So why the fuck would they stop? Why would they stop manipulating each other? Why would they stop manipulating themselves? Why would they stop manipulating others for their material interests, gains, blah blah blah, benefits, actually, not gains? And why would they stop trying to gain, whatever for their, operations, their secret operations and shit like that, their agenda? Why would they stop trying to accomplish their desires, their temptations, their orchestrated bullshit? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah.